Okay. Maybe starting in just a second. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum to everyone who's watching, and welcome to the non-Muslim if there's any watching. Okay, basically, I'm shooting this from my channel, Street Udin TV. That's my main channel on Facebook, on YouTube. I have another channel called Street Udin, that was a backup channel. But my main channel is Street Udin TV, no gaps, just type Street Udin TV, and that's where it's shooting from. So if you're on Instagram, Twitter, or what is it, Facebook, and I'm not looking directly into your camera, that's because I'm looking into the camera that's on YouTube, and it's not neglecting you or not acknowledging you're there, but just I can only look into one camera specifically. So if you want to watch it from the main source, it's going to be Street Ordine TV, Street Ordine, DEEN TV, and no gaps, and you can watch it from there, and the video will be up there as well. So it's not, if I'm talking and I'm looking at directly, it's because I've got Facebook going, Instagram going, and Twitter, stroke Periscope going at the same time. So let me start, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum, like I said, and welcome to any non-Muslims that are watching. Anyone who wants to leave any messages or questions or anything, just leave them. I'm going to chat, say what I've got to say, and then after I'll go through them. I'll go through the messages and so forth from all the different platforms. But I just want to say something first, and then inshallah I'll go through your questions and so forth. And don't worry, because I know it might be late in England or wherever you're watching from. On YouTube the video is going to be up there, so even if you can't wait to see your question answered or so forth, you can always watch the video later on. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, let me start. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Cool. So yeah, so basically today I wanted to talk about Muslim vloggers, and the reason why I want to talk about this because I don't know if you're aware, but on YouTube, one of the biggest, two of the biggest YouTubers are Muslim, One's named Fousey Tube, and the other one's named Adam Saleh. And these brothers, they do vlogs. But what's happened recently, this brother Fousey Tube, he left Islam, and he came back. He was supposed to have come back. The other brother, Adam Saleh, must have took him to a masjid and so forth. And he came back to the deen, and so forth. But the thing is, to be honest with you, is that I don't know. He left Islam for a little while, and then he came back. But the whole thing is that you can't really, if you understand why you become a Muslim, um, if you understand why you become Muslim, emotional things, yeah, hold on, emotional things. I'm just gonna put the chat on. Hold on. Yeah, if you become Muslim and you learn Tawheed and its three categories and so forth, and Aqidah, um, emotional problems in your life, yeah, do not remove that knowledge from your head. So if someone was born Muslim, they've been Muslim all their life, and then things go wrong in their life and so forth. If you understand Qadar, and predestination, certain things, yeah, when times get bad, you don't leave Islam and then come back. Because I don't think how someone can leave Islam, be Muslim all their life, can leave Islam and then come back after like a couple of weeks and so forth. You know what I'm saying, and so forth. It doesn't really make sense. But the point is this: the brother, I'll say the brother Fousey Tube, we're not making takfir of him, because even if people do actions of shirk or um, certain things that go against the deen, there's excuses that got to be removed before you can make takfir of someone. Ignorance, um, ignorance, sometimes anger. That people might say statements of shirk, and they could be ignorant, or they could just be angry and so forth. And someone needs to sit down and explain. And a lot of Muslims, they grow up in a cultured family. They don't actually grow up. They grow up in a cultured family. So most Muslims, they grow up in a family who they celebrate Ramadan and Eid because every other Muslims are doing it. You know, they take part in they do certain things, but they're not taught behind it. It's like a lot of it is robotic. You see what I'm saying? So you'll find a lot of people. If you ask a Muslim child, yeah, did your parents sit you down and explain to you why Islam was the truth? Like, did they tell you why Buddhism isn't true? Did they tell you why, I don't know, Judaism or Christianity isn't the truth? Because everyone who's born into a family believes that their religion is the right way. So most Muslims and so forth, it's kind of you're born into a Muslim family. You fast during Ramadan because everyone else is fasting during Ramadan. You celebrate Eid because everyone else is celebrating Eid. But if you ask them why is Islam the haq in detail, they don't really know. And even when you look at Muslim weddings, when you look at um, Muslim celebrations like Eid and wedding and stuff, like it's not even a lot of it's not Islamic. They got like music playing. They've got like free mixing playing. They've got a lot of cultural things that might have bitter in it. You know, even you see Muslims that own um, shops, whether they be restaurants or they be like fast food joints or shops. You see around Christmas they put Christmas decorations up. You know what I'm saying? And they say like so a lot of it is just cultural. But the whole point is that this brother Fousey Tube is like unfortunately he's going through a big massive he's going through a big massive depression, and it's like it seems like in front of our eyes he's just like losing all sense of um of who he is. You know, he says he's gonna make the biggest song. He's gonna meet Drake. A million people are gonna watch his song or something. He's gonna have the biggest videos and all this kind of stuff. And then he starts crying. And then it's like, I don't know, he starts getting tattoos and then regrets it. And it's like, subhanAllah, this guy's a Muslim. I know he doesn't have much knowledge, but you have a Muslim on the World Wide Web, yeah, who is basically losing his mind and everyone's watching. And even non-Muslims are watching and thinking, this guy, he's messed up. But I think the problem is that this vlogging thing is fake. And the reason why every Muslim who's a weekly vlogger, like there's another brother called Adam Saleh, yeah, and this guy, he's Yemeni, yeah, but he's obviously been raised in America. We went there when he was small, you know. Now, the whole thing is that his life is not very Islamic. And now he's decided to be a rapper. He's got videos, girls in bikini, girls are licking his face. He's in bed with girls and like in the video, like. So what I'm trying to say is this thing about vlogging is this. The reason why and the reason why I titled this, um, why every Muslim who vlogs weekly will sell out is because of this. When you vlog your life, yeah, if you're a normal Muslim and you vlog your life, yeah, or if you're just a normal person and you're living your life, yeah, life is very repetitive. So, for example, if you go to school, college, you go to school, college, you come back, you have something to eat, you do your homework, and like we're all in routines, whether we're going to school, college, or uni, or we're working, yeah, or we have our own business. Life is normally just repetitive, yeah. So what happens if that, if you want to get views, yeah, you can't just vlog your normal life. People are not going to be interested if you just say I went to school, I studied I studied so forth. You know, I had a break at school. We ate such and such. I came home from school or whatever, or college and stuff. I had this to eat, and then I did my homework and I chatted with some of my friends, and you know I watched some documentaries, whatever it is, whatever it is. Yeah, people are not gonna find that exciting. It's like if a man says that I'll drop my kids to school, or my wife dropped the kids to school. I went to work, whatever. Um, I came back, spent some a little time with my kids and so forth. Um, done some work I had to finish from work. Spent some time with my wife, talked to my wife about babies. Like, people are not gonna watch that. So what you have to do, and there's other people vlogging as well, you have to exaggerate things. So what happens is that you can't just tell your normal life. Now, as I was just saying, as us as Muslims, when we vlog our normal life, to us we're happy because alhamdulillah it's our life here. And even as a Muslim, like you don't have as much esteem is protects you from a lot of things. So certain things like raving and clubbing and all these things you don't do, you still have like something called sakina, happiness, because you're obeying your Lord. Yeah. So the whole thing is that when a Muslim prays, say, like a Muslim life is, he wakes up, he prays, he works, or he goes to college or uni or school, whatever. He does whatever he's doing. So he's happy. He's got his own little hobbies, and that differs from person to person. We're happy because how can I say it? Because it's our life. We enjoy being Muslim. We know this life is also a test, and we're waiting to get to Jannah. But I'm saying if you're a Muslim now and your thing is to get big on YouTube, yeah, and you're not making your videos for practicing people. You're making it for Muslims that don't practice, and you're making it for non-Muslims. You have to do things that they find interesting. So you can't just say I prayed, what I'm saying, or I fasted today, or what I'm saying, I didn't disobey Allah today and that made me happy. They don't care about that. So you have to exaggerate and you have to do the things that they like. So for example, you'll find that each one of these Muslim vloggers, they all have a girlfriend. Why? Because it's going to be boring if you don't have a girlfriend. You've got to have a girlfriend. Even though zina is a major sin, all of these vloggers, they have girlfriend or boyfriends. Because there's two sisters as well who are big in this vlogging thing as well. No hijab, makeup, doing hair tutorials, makeup tutorials, boyfriend tag and all this kind of stuff. Why? The reason why is you can't just say I went to work, I went to my business, what I'm saying, I went to school and so forth and studied and this, that. I came home and did my homework, had something to eat. Why? People are not interested in that. They don't give a damn about that. Yeah? So the whole thing is that so the whole thing is at the end of the day you have to exaggerate. Yeah. So what you're gonna do is, and what another thing you notice with these vloggers, all of them they have music in their videos. So at the start starts off with music, and we know music is a major sin. There's no difference of opinions. There's difference of opinion between those who know and want to follow the Quran and Sunnah, and those who want to follow, sorry, those who follow the Quran and Sunnah, and those who want to follow the desires. The Prophet said, a group of money and Omar will try and make music, zina, and alcohol halal. Yeah, so the whole point is what I'm trying to say to you is that all of these vloggers at the beginning of their video, they have music. You see what I'm saying? Why you got to do whatever keeps the people interested. Yeah, so you got to have music playing. Yeah, then either got a girlfriend or they broke up from a girlfriend or they're seeing someone they're dating, which is haram in Islam, and so forth. You know, and what happens is that if you want to win, if you want to win this vlogging um, competition, or you want to be the biggest vlogger out there, you have to keep on exaggerating. So what they do is that, like I said, they can't say these boys are both Muslim, and any Muslim who vlogs weekly, yeah, and is always showing you their life, they have to exaggerate it, because if they just said I went to school or I went to college or I went to work or I went to my business, all these things are very repetitive and people are not going to watch that. So they have to do outlandish things. So in their thumbnail, they start to introduce girls in there, you know, doing, having girls massage them, you know, um, being in bed with certain girls, you know what I'm saying, doing music videos with girls in bikinis and underwear and stuff like that, you know, um, what is it, going to a shop and buying things in your underwear, like Adam Saleh and so forth. So you're going to lose your deen because one, you can't just talk about your normal life. Two, you have to exaggerate. You have to make your life look shocking, yeah, or outstanding for people to watch, yeah. So the whole thing is that what you'll find is that these brothers, you know, first they started off, you know, just doing like Islamic things, praying in public, you know, showing themselves going on Hajj, you know, I don't know, you know, maybe going Jumma and so forth. And now what they're doing, they're in music videos, they got girlfriends, you know, they want to be rappers and so forth. So the whole thing is that they're bound to sell out. And what the problem is with this is that if you look at most of these people audiences, their audience are mainly young girls and unfortunately young Muslim girls, hijabis, yeah. And what's a shame is that because these brothers sometimes show themselves praying in the street, sometimes they show themselves wearing thobe or going Jummah or going on Hajj. The way the young people look at them is like this. They say, okay, well these brothers they do Hajj, yeah, they do good and bad. You know what I'm saying? So what I'll do is I'll watch them, yeah, I'll watch them and I'll take the good and leave the bad. But the fact of the reality is, yeah, the fact of the reality is for every one good thing you learn of them, yeah, you learn 10 bad things. So you watch them go on Hajj, and then after they finish Hajj, he's back with his girlfriend. Then he's in a club. Then he's, you know what I'm saying, smoking. Then he's, you know what I'm saying, in a shisha cafe. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is that what happens is that at the end of the day, the Muslim youth, they get, how can I say, tricked, yeah, into they get tricked to thinking that these guys are that bad. Yeah, he's got a girlfriend. Yeah, he's naked half the time. Yeah, he's a singer and he's got naked women in his videos. But you know, when he went on Hajj, you know that was very breathtaking. When he prayed in when he prayed in public and so forth, um, that was moving as well. So what happens is that the madness that they're doing starts to become acceptable. Yeah. Another thing these people do is something called what is it? Pranks. Yeah. And so like I'm sure you know what pranks are when they do something to shock someone or so forth. Yeah. But it turns into a lie. Because after you've like most of the time it includes pranking their parents. But the thing is this, if you prank your parents like 3 times or 5 times, like I don't know, you get a fake tattoo or you pretend you're drinking alcohol, yeah, and so forth, and you shock them. After the fifth time, it becomes a lie because you can't keep on shocking your parents. So either you're lying, so they must be lying too. You can't keep on shocking your parents. I'm drinking alcohol, you know, and then when your father sees you drinking alcohol, he loses it, and then what happens? You say it's a joke. It's a joke. There's the camera. It's a prank. Yeah, you can't do that. like like 20 times, because after the first 3 times, yeah, or you told your father, you know what I'm saying, you got a girl pregnant, you how many times are you gonna prank them until in real life if you prank your mum or dad like 3 times or 5 times, after that every time you tell them something shocking, or every time you tell them you're doing something crazy, they walking you in and see you doing something crazy or looks crazy, they're gonna know it's a prank. So either your parents have become nice too, yeah, because you've done over like 20, 30 pranks with your parents. Either they're pretending that they're shocked and so forth, and you've told them like, look, we're gonna do this or stuff because you're making millions and so forth. Now that you've got your parents involved, so the whole thing is that this whole vlogging thing is gonna it's gonna lead you to sell out, and it's gonna lead you to um, just basically like lose your deen slowly. You know what I'm saying? When I say lose your deen, I'm not saying it's gonna make you leave Islam, but it's gonna make you lose all your principles. You know, um, this is another thing I want to talk about. Sometimes you find what is it? Islamic couples. Um, like there's two couples now that do like Instagram videos and YouTube videos and this that and the other and so forth. One of them recently, you know this Drake challenge that went around. You know where people in the car, and then what happens is that they're singing some tune and they get out of the car and start dancing. You know, if you have Instagram, it was all over the front page. Now the whole thing is that this brother, there's a brother and a sister. I don't know their names, but the one's a reciter and the wife wears niqab. So what happens is that they did the thing, yeah. They basically was singing the words and this that and the other and so forth, and it was sad because you know it's like all the non-Muslims were doing this channel, then this brother with big beard and this niqabi uh, sister, they copied the exact same thing, and it just shows you that look, that we as Muslims are trying so hard to fit in and copy everyone to show we're not believers. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yes, the non-believers, non-Muslims, they have rights. They You should treat them. Uh, uh, you should not disrespect them and this, that, and the other, and so forth. But at the end, of the day, we're not ashamed that we're believers. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to show that everything that you do, we do. Because as believers, there's not everything that they do we agree with. You know, but that doesn't mean we have to show them disrespect. Yeah, disrespect them. Yeah. But the thing is, this is that when Muslim families vlog their life, yeah, or and they vlog like weekly, it becomes fake and it becomes a lie. Because the reality is that every couple, married couple, they have agreements and disagreements. Yeah, even the Prophet, you know, and Aisha, they had disagreements. You know, so the whole thing is that the day when you portray um, that married life is just perfect, and you see this Islamic couple, the husband is a beautiful reciter, and the wife, mashallah, she covers up and she's wearing the cup, which is good, and alhamdulillah, but everything is good. They're always joking. They're always what is it? Smiling and joking. They're always like doing something religious and this that, and the other. The problem is that especially sisters when they watch these couples and they think everything is perfect in their life. This is not the truth with any marriage. Yeah, everything's perfect. You know, I'm gonna marry a brother who's an excellent reciter. You know, what I'm saying we're just gonna be laughing and joking all the time together, and everything's gonna be perfect in life. When sisters have this concept in their head that when they get married, it's gonna be like that. Yes, marriage should be fun. You should enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? You should be in love. You should be excited. You know what I'm saying? And so forth. Even years after being married and so forth. And marriage can be like that. But the whole thing is that to, to show that all the time it's only good, you give people a false impression. And what happens is when sisters see these couples, and then what happens, they get married, and their marriage is not like that. You know what I'm saying? And everything is not always smiling and laughing and so forth. Then they think, wait a minute, what's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I have a marriage like that person on TV or that person on TV? Let me give you an example. These people are always showing like them laughing and joking together, and one reciting Quran, and they're always doing Islamic acts, and that's good, that's good, that's good. But the reality is of the situation. There's many times when they had disagreements, but they don't record it and put it on TV. You know, I'm not talking about big arguments where you nearly divorce it. I'm talking about saying couples in general. They have. disagreements and they have arguments. This is just natural, yeah. But there's many times when they have arguments and disagreements, yeah, or they've had something's gone wrong, and they haven't filmed it and haven't recorded it and uploaded it on YouTube. So what is that you're presenting, and before you press record on the camera, yeah, I don't know, you're choosing to record something that's good, but there's times, yeah, when bad things happen, or disagreements happen, or you haven't done what you're supposed to do, or she hasn't done what she's supposed to do, and you haven't recorded it, so it gives this fake outlook of marriage. So the whole thing is that, look, at the end of the day, this whole vlogging thing, um, and Muslims vlogging their life, um, is very dangerous, because you give out the perception that your life is all beautiful, you never have any problems, you never have any disagreements. And basically, what is that, you know, um, you start, because you want to be, because you want people to watch you, what you're going to start doing is you're going to start exaggerating your life, you know what I'm saying, and so forth. And not only exaggerating your life, doing stuff that is haram. So you're not just going to show that you go to work, you're not just going to show that you're studying at college or uni and so forth, you're going to start to exaggerate. And that happens with you now putting yourself naked in a, because you need to get views now. So what you're going to do is put yourself naked in the thumbnail, in the little picture you see before you click on a video on YouTube, or you're gonna have a girl in a bikini. That's what I'm saying with these brothers. It's got to the stage where, like, Fousey Tube is doing things like having a hot, doing a, what's it, hot tub challenge with a girl in a bikini, like sharing a hot tub with her. Adam Saleh's doing things like in Primark or Zara or one of these shops, going into the changing room, coming out in his boxer shorts and just going up to the counter and buying something. Like, come on, these are Muslim boys that both of them were born in the Middle East, as far as I know, and they came here when young, but their parents are traditionally Muslim parents. You know what I'm saying? Their moms wear hijab and this, that, and the other, and so forth. But to get views, you have to exaggerate. So the whole thing is you have to sell your more and more. All of them now are into music. I want to do music videos, you know, um, And what's sad is that everyone in the vlogging community pretends they're friends. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because recently Adam Saleh, I don't follow him, I'm not subscribed to him. He did a video which come up in the suggestions, and he said that I'm exposing Fousey Tube, for what he's really like. And these two were always presented to the public that they're friends and they're tight and they're close and they like they're best buddies and stuff. And now they're just putting each other's dirty laundry out in public. He does this and he does that and so forth. So the whole point is that at the end of the day is that what's sad as well is that there's so many parents. I remember Adam Saleh, he came to London. He came to London, and I'm not exaggerating, and like hundreds of like young hijabi girls, yeah, are chasing him down. Like, he closed down the whole of bloody like West London. Like, the police had to come and get him out. Like, they were chasing him and screaming after him and crying after him. And I was thinking, what? SubhanAllah, this is like young hijabi girls. It's like they have no clue why they're wearing a hijab. Like, and their parents, I don't know if they have any clue what they're watching, or who, if they know who Adam Saleh or Fousey Tube or these people are. That you got young hijabis, like they got like mad crashing, like ha, and started like screaming and crying. They actually was running after him and knocked down an old lady. Wallahi, Allah's al-Samad that we're hearing, al-Basir that we're seeing, you know. Uh, this happened. So the whole point I was trying to say is that's just, if you're a parent, check what your children are watching. Check, if they're Muslim, you find out, like, try and find out, especially if they're very young, who are they watching, what Muslim people are they watching, because just because they're watching Muslims, it doesn't mean it's good for their deen. So the whole point is, at the end of the day, try and give them alternatives, to, if they're watching Adam Saleh or false YouTubers, is try and find, young brothers in a dawah and so forth, who basically have the right Aqidah, following Quran and Sunnah and so forth, and make the deen interesting, because there's brothers out there like that and so forth. Yeah, so that was it. There's a few things I wanted also to mention, and I'm going to read for your messages afterwards. I just want to make sure I've got everything out. because it's really sad. This brother Fousey tube is the brother Fousey tube is actually going through depression and all the worst types of madness you could think mentally a person's going through. He's going through, and it's just sad that he's doing it openly on YouTube, and and these people like they promote that they're Muslims as well. You know, they promote that they, you know, sometimes pray and stuff like that. And how is it possible that a Muslim, yeah, could be having a worse, like, be suffering from, into like all the main problems. You know what I'm saying? Like all the main problems. You know what I'm saying? And we have the blessed religion of of haq and truth. Like I know as a convert and so forth, like to Islam or convert Reba or this that and the other and so forth. That the reason why that he's in the situation he's is because he's chasing dunya, and when you chase dunya, it will never be enough for you. You know what I'm saying? He's a millionaire. Adam Saleh is a millionaire and stuff, and the fact that you know that he's going out crazy and he still wants to be have the biggest song out there and the biggest. Come on, man, it's crazy. But yeah, so I want to read through the questions and statement. I just want to make sure there's nothing I missed. Where is it? Yeah, also I would like to say, if Fousey is watching this or Adam Saleh get to ever watch this thing, I would just say, look, you guys have got close to 1 million subscribers, or over half of 1 million subscribers easily, like on your channels. So the whole thing is, you all know smoking is haram, you know all drinking is haram, you all know music is haram. Just think about it. If you upload a video of you smoking, drinking, or with music on, yeah, that I don't know, 800,000 subscribers you got, or 500,000 subscribers, or whatever you got. Yeah, that's how 500,000 sins, yeah, or potential sins, because whoever sees it or whoever watches it, yeah, you get sin for it. If you if you're like, um, how can I say, you're smoking, or you're drinking, or you're in bed with a girl, or you're singing music videos, depending on how many people see that out of your 800,000, you know what I'm saying, subscribers or 500,000 subscribers, that's a sin for every person that sees it or hears it. You know what I'm saying? So think your own Kiyama, day of judgment. Yeah? Forget. You got your own. We got our own lives to deal with. Yeah, and we're gonna be judged about every ounce way of good we did and every ounce way of bad we do. Yeah, but I'm thinking about after you've done with your life, you have to answer for other people's lives. The Prophet said, "All of my ummah will be forgiven except those who broadcast their sins." So we got enough to do with our own sins and our own shortcomings, let alone affecting other people and lowering other people's iman. Yeah. So let me see if there's anything. Oh yeah. Yep. So I think that's it. I think that's it. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So basically, that's it. anyone that's thinking about, any brothers or sisters think about to go into vlogging and stuff like that, I'll just say to you, think of something else to do. Because if you start to be vlogging, you have to compete with other vloggers. And if you tell the truth and just, life is very repetitive. If you're whether you're working, you go to school, college, or university, or you run your own business, life is quite repetitive. You know what I'm saying? And then the worst thing to do, yeah, is try and make your life is trying to show people your life and make it something it's not. And if you're gonna be competing with people like Adam Saleh and Fousey Tube and stuff like this and so forth, and so forth, you're gonna have to do more entertaining things than they are, and it means you're gonna have to sell out your team. You're gonna have to be naked. You're gonna have to have a girlfriend. You're gonna have to lie in your thumbnails. You're gonna have to have uh, you're gonna have to have indecent thumbnails and stuff like that. It's just not worth it, inshallah. So just try and avoid it, inshallah. And jazakallah khair for watching. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna be looking for your message, so give me a second, yeah, to get through them. Uh, and cool, cool, cool. Okay, yep. Assalamu alaikum. Is it Dennis? Assalamu for Bitter. Uh, hold on. Wait, YouTube Live. I know there's quite a few of you. YouTube on my Street channel. I know there's quite a lot of you. Give me a second. I'm gonna get through to you. Okay, on Facebook, Abdul Haq, Assalamu alaikum, Khalid Ahmed, Assalamu alaikum, Jack Jones, Assalamu alaikum, Coach Colours, Assalamu alaikum. Good to see Coach Colours, man. Alhamdulillah. Rafa Siddiq, Assalamu alaikum, Mohammed Ahmed, K Malik, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so let me go to the top of the YouTube comments. So like I said, this will be out on YouTube Street Audio TV. Okay, Salam Noped, why this early, Aki? Why this early? The reason why is because, bro, I'm a brother who works, you know what I'm saying? And I come home late, this project is done outside of my work hours. So, came home, had something to eat, and I'm doing it now. Story of our lives, Assalamu alaikum. Islam. Okay. Alright, so questions. If there's any questions, send them through. Okay. It's about. I blame greed, not anger. I think it's a mixture of the both. But Allah Alam, I don't think Fousey really understands Islam deeply. I think he grew up with cultured parents, so the whole thing is that when he has certain tests and so forth, he gets emotional and then starts blaming, I don't know, Allah or whatever. But he just, I don't think he's ever sat down and studied Tawheed or Akid or anything. So it's like a culture Islam. Grew up in a Muslim family, that's why it's the truth. But that's not sufficient, because if you grow up in a Christian family, you're gonna think that's the truth. You can't have emotional reasons for why you believe Islam is the haq. You know what I'm saying? You. Salam alaikum, Ameriki Salafi. Okay. The ultimate example is yeah, exactly. Muslim vlog guy, exactly. That's an excellent answer, American Salafi. Yeah, Muslim vlog guy was a guy, and he first came on and he seemed like hardcore, like on the deen and this, that, and the other. And he was refuting people left, right, and centre, left, right, and centre, left, right, and centre. And he was like just 24/7. That's all he did. That's all he did. All he did. All he did for years and years and years and years and years. You know, and he was a very angry person, and Subhanallah, he apostated. Now he's he's one of the biggest haters on the deen. He spends his whole life now just trying to um, destroy the deen, you know. But this guy, like I said, you have to learn Tawheed. It's three categories in detail and Akida as well properly. You know what I'm saying? He was angry, so subhanallah. Assalamu alaikum, story of our lives. I mean, American survey. No, but no. Yeah, they're sending out mixed message to youth. Yes, of course. It's confused. Like that's what I'm saying. They give the false perception that they're moderate guys because they do good like praying in the streets and so forth. Like one time they did a fake prank where they showed they got their friends together and they got their friend to dress up like a policeman and they was wearing phobe. They're walking through the street wearing phobe and they got their friend to pretend he was a policeman, but you thought he was a real policeman. The way they filmed it, they tried to make him look like a real policeman and he's asked them where are you going dressed like that and you know what I'm saying, you know, terrorists dressed like that and so forth. And you know, this video got thousands views. Then someone exposed them. I don't know if it's a police officer. Some people said that that uniform is not correct or something. They got exposed. You know, so some of these pranks are not even. That's what I'm saying. You have to lie. So yeah, um, what's happening is that people are watching it and saying, "Well, these guys are not that bad. They do good and bad." So what I'll do is I'll watch them. I'll take the good and leave the bad. So they do pray in public. You know, they go Juma. You know, and so they do Hajj. You know, but they also go nightclub. They also, you know, sometimes in bed with a girl, in a bath with a girl. You know what I'm saying? That's the bad. I'll leave it. But the thing is that in reality, their subscribers watch all of their videos. You see what I'm saying? And they're only going on Hajj like, you know, once every few years or you know what I'm saying, praying in public. Like the good deeds are very rare compared to the vast majority of their things. But it gives the perception they do good and bad, so I'll watch it. You know, I'll watch them and take the good and take the bad, but that's not what happens. So you end up watching most of their videos, you know? Yeah. So, you said something. I think it's actually the hijabi makeup. No, I agree with you. But the thing is this, yeah, I agree with you. The hijabi makeup girls, they have a bad effect on sisters and this, that, and the other, and so forth. Yeah, that's true. That's no denying that. But the thing is that they don't. They have crushes on these boys. The problem is when these boys is that when they see in public and they're hijabis, that's what I'm saying. Their parents hasn't told them what hijab means. Because as a Muslim girl and this, that, and the other, so forth, you know what I'm saying, and so forth, to start seeing another man and start screaming and crying and this, that, and the other, like he's like how it's like the non-Muslim girls and Michael Jackson or I don't know, I don't even know who the singers are nowadays. Yeah, the so forth, but whichever these young singers and stuff like that, you know how the girls scream and cry at the concerts and just that's how they are with them. So yeah, you know, in public when they see these girls, they're gonna get excited and stuff if they see their biggest hijabi YouTube and stuff like that and so forth. But the whole problem with these is when these girls see these people boys in public and so forth, they start chasing them and stuff and crying and all that. And this is just crazy. Not only that, is that uh, because the sisters are such fans of them, they do like I would say like 70 or 80% of their audience are hijabi sisters and stuff like that, so forth. So they're the ones supporting. They're the ones supporting them. They're the ones that making the channel get bigger and so forth. So it's just a fitna. And may Allah educate the sisters to have self worth and self respect and know that you know what I'm saying that that you're not a cheap person. You don't see we're not like it's not like we don't have like these boy bands, and that's one of the problem with all this nasheed stuff and all this. What is it? Uh, um, had the sheets environment and what is it music and all this crap You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just um, it's just messed up. But yeah, the hijabi makeup girls, yeah, that's a whole different subject. One day I'll do it on it, a video on it, and they're both bad. None of them, they're both problems. Weak mindedness, man. I'm gonna. That's the case with most social brothers. Weak mindedness. What do you think about YouTube in general? What do you think about YouTube in general as a creative? Um, it depends. It depends, man. It depends. There's young brothers that, for their age, they can benefit you. You know, and there's young people that the camera just gets to them, and then they just lose it. One minute they start off doing down and this, that, and the other, and the next thing, you know, um, they just on something else. Like I said, on Instagram, like there's brothers that started off doing dawah. They mainly do dawah. The next thing you know, they're uploading themselves work like, and they know that there's sisters that follow them for Imam boosters and to learn like Deen and Akida and this that and the other. So like that's what they do. They mainly do that, and then the next thing you know, they're uploading videos like flexing their muscle and working out. You know what I'm saying? Doing press ups and working out in a gym or uploading videos, with no top and stuff like that and so forth. So some people they start off with a good intention, they get a bit of a following and then they just what I'm saying, do it. Or they do videos like giving down tight vest and stuff like that. So the whole thing is that it depends. It depends on the individual and so forth. I mean, may Allah guide Adam Fousey. Yeah, may Allah guide us. I mean. The question about women doing videos and stuff like that and so forth. See, the whole thing is the general thing is generally no sisters should be on YouTube and this that and the other because of fitna and this that and the other. But then there's an issue. There's sisters are watching sisters already, yeah, on YouTube, and they're watching the wrong sisters. They're watching the hijabis and this that and the other and so. So if they had like a sister knowledge, student of knowledge and stuff like that. For example, one of the greatest scholars of our time, Sheikh Mukbil, he has a daughter who's like a strong student of knowledge. I think her name's Abdullah. Yeah, she done a book, I think it's called Advice to My Sisters or something like that, or Advice to something like that or so forth. See, because the sisters are already watching women on TV, on YouTube and this, that, and so if there was a student of knowledge, you know what I'm saying, in the club or something, or doing lessons, something for sisters only and so forth, and it was she made it clear it's a sisters only channel. I don't, you'd have to ask someone of knowledge and so forth about that, but they're already watching sisters that are mashup. I bet if you take the top 10 women sisters that are on that that young Muslim girls watch one thing, they're all gonna be makeup artists. They're all gonna be makeup artists or hijab tutor sisters. So we say it's better to stay away from it if you want to be a good role model. Uh, so we say it's better. It depends. If you're a brother, you know that by doing videos and stuff like that, it's going to cause more fitna from you and this and the other. Because the problem is the thing is this: when you do dawah or you do dawah, default, regardless when you do the dawah and stuff like that, you get sisters inbox you. Because why? Some sisters, when you're involved in dawah, sisters inbox you. The reason why they inbox you is this, is because some sisters, si- some sisters sincerely want, yeah, some sisters sincerely want a good practicing brother, yeah. So they watch brothers giving dawah on YouTube and stuff like that, and they think, look, the brother looks like he boosts my man. He makes me fear Allah. He makes me he teaches me stuff. So if the brother's single, if he ain't even if he ain't single, I'm gonna inbox him and see what goes on this day. But then you want sisters who just you have sisters that just basically want to marry a brother because he's famous. Yeah, so she can say, I'm married to such and such brother who does that and da da da. And the thing is the thing and the problem is that one, just because a brother is good, articulate, and he's inspirational on YouTube, doesn't mean that he has lots of ibadah. Just because you see a brother who's giving dawah, like, for example, myself, alhamdulillah, I try and avoid the major sins and this, but I'm not a mu'min. Mu'min, what I'm saying, there's lots of things I want to do that I haven't achieved yet. Inshallah, one day I'll worship Allah with ihsan. If ihsan, yeah, is to worship Allah like you see Him, even though you don't, but He know that He sees you. It's from the Hadith of the Jibril. Look up the Hadith of Jibril. Just type it into uh, where is it? Just type it into Google. Read the Hadith of Jibril. It's an excellent Hadith. It's got so much benefit, and it says the top level of worshiping Allah is ihsan, like worshiping Allah like you see Him, even though you don't, and He sees you, and so forth. But the whole thing is that yeah, is that a lot of people think and sisters think they think that because a brother's got a YouTube channel and he does dawah, yeah, um, or he's good at explaining things, or that he teaches you stuff. They think, yeah, and sometimes it could be the brother's fault if he gives that perception off, yeah. If he comes across like some big alim or some big sheikh and this, that, and the other, and so forth, and he's always trying to make it seem like he's someone who's really knowledgeable, that's his fault. You see what I'm saying, and so forth. But some sisters think because the brother is does YouTube videos a lot and can speak eloquently or articulately that he has lots of ibadah. It's not always true, yeah, and so forth. So sometimes they will get married to the brother and this, that, and the other, and it might not go down, but it might not go really up either, and so forth. So the whole thing is that um, it has to be the brother's boy. If the brother knows that women are big fitna for him, in that I don't know, he like he's because generally men are weak and women are weak, yeah. But if he just knows that it's gonna, what I'm saying, that he can't control himself around women or something, if he gets an inbox, what I'm saying, and so forth, from a sister and stuff, it can go left, and it's just best to leave it. It's just everyone knows their own situation and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And if you give off a perception that you're something more than you're not, yeah. Because the problem with and this is a whole different subject, but and I'll do a video about it. The problem is that see when I first became Muslim, um, Sheikh Al Albani was alive, Sheikh bin Baz was alive, Sheikh Mukbul was alive, Sheikh Uthaymeen was alive, yeah. And in them times there wasn't social media, yeah. So the thing was this, yeah. You could tell the difference between an alim, yeah, a student of knowledge, and a speaker, yeah. So the whole thing is that give me a second. I'm gonna look for your statements in a second. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, I just want to answer this. Yeah, but like when I converted, the like we had of this generation, there was more, but like the main known like big ulama were like Sheikh bin Baz, Sheikh Al Albani, Sheikh Uthaymeen, and Sheikh Mukbul. There was others. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're the only four, but there was no social media. There was no, so the way there was only two ways that you had knowledge generally. It was tapes and it was books, yeah, translated books, yeah, and there was some like DVDs and stuff or videos and stuff like that, but they were very rare. But they could tell the difference between a scholar, a student of knowledge, and a speaker, because the scholars, yeah, when they would talk, like 90 to 90 to 95% of it was Qala, Qala Rasulullah. You know what I'm saying? So it was like 90% ayats and hadith when the scholar was speaking. Yeah. Then with a student of knowledge, it was like 50-50. Yeah. So like what you would have is like the student of knowledge, it would be, how could I say, it would be like 50% his speech, yeah, and 50%, and saying like like hadiths and this, that, and the other. And the speaker was generally his speech. It would be based like uh, on a saying of the Prophet, yeah, or what is it, a verse of Quran. So the whole thing is that, but now at this time, look, anybody, a person can convert to Islam tomorrow, yeah, and go around telling his convert story. Yeah, and it might be a powerful convert story, and he will get invited to lots of colleges, lots of universities telling his story, and people will start calling him Sheikh. Now, the term Sheikh either means a knowledgeable person or an old person. Yeah, but anyone who speaks a lot or is to consistently does videos or lectures and stuff is known as a sheikh in this country. You know what I'm saying? In England and the West, even if he doesn't know Arabic. So the whole thing is that everyone is a sheikh. So the problem is that um, people who are not that knowledgeable get made to look knowledgeable. Another thing, the problem is that there's a difference between imam boosters, yeah, and 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 teaching people deen. So, for example, the scholars when I first converted to Islam and stuff, the scholars and so forth did things called akida sets. So they were in Arabic. So what akida sets are like, they will teach you like different details of the deen. So, for example, it teach you things about Allah, like where is Allah, what is Allah, you know what I'm saying, what Allah isn't. For example, the angels, what they're made of, what they do they have free will, do they not have free will, what is Iman, you know, does it, is it stay at the same level, does it increase, does it decrease, you know, um, what is the speech of Allah, is it created, is it not created, yeah, it's not created, you know, like they used to go through these books, of the from the Saleh and so forth, and explain what from the Prophet's time, onwards, they used to believe about certain things. How they used to believe in, Allah. How they used to believe in the angels. How they used to believe in a prophet. What's the difference between a prophet and a messenger, and so forth. So the whole thing is that, like, basically there's a difference between like imam boosters and stuff like that and actually teaching people the deen. For example, if you ask the Muslims nowadays, where's Allah, the vast majority of Muslims say that Allah is everywhere. You know, why? Because their parents never sat them down and taught them where Allah is. Allah is above the creation. You know, but this is to be taught, and if you know, so there's a big difference anyway. I hope I'm not going on too much. I hope I haven't. Um, I hope I've answered your question, inshallah. But what I'm trying to say is that if a young person should take their own situation into consideration, and everyone knows, what their lane is, and don't come out of your lane, because you might crash if you do. Uh, Hold on a sec. Give me a second, guys. Muslim vloggers over. Oh, sisters think they know. Sisters, they think they know because they watch their vlogs but have no idea. So sisters sometimes get caught up in feelings. So women are. Now that's what I'm saying. Sometimes sisters, they see brothers in a dawah thing and they sincerely want a good brother who see that if they married him, he would raise their man and he would, maybe they got low man themselves. Or maybe they ain't got low man, but they just want someone to inspire them and they think he's a good brother and this, that, ever. But one thing you have to understand, one, there's many other sisters inboxing him as well. Yeah. And two, just because someone is eloquent or articulate and can explain the deen, Yeah, it doesn't mean they have lots of ibadah, or they're qawi, they're strong when it comes to worshipping Allah. Secondly, it's better off to have someone who to be married to someone who's not famous or well known and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just better off to why. What's wrong with marrying a regular brother who goes to the masjid, prays 5 times a day? You know, who has a simple life and is not famous and known. You know. Um, Now, what you're gonna have to do, story for your lives. What you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to inbox me on Facebook or Instagram. Yeah, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. My Facebook um, is Street Aldino Hussein Thomas. Yeah, it's got the same logo as my YouTube video. And just ask me the question properly because it's you've got a lot of different things here. So I want to answer your question properly. So just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. Just type in, Street Aldine. That's my thing on all social medias. And then write out the question long and properly, and then I can go through it in a video, inshallah. Because I would answer it. Assalamu alaikum, bin Solomon. Okay, that's everything from Street Aldine TV, the YouTube channel. Assalamu alaikum. I heard brother Paul left his Paul. Yeah, I heard Paul keeps coming in and out and going out, coming in and going out, keep going in and coming out. Um, the thing was with Paul is that um, he was homosexual. He was a homosexual, and he accepted that. He accepted that homosexuality is wrong and haram. But what happened is that certain Muslims, he had certain issues with certain Muslims who may approached him in maybe not the best of manner. But the thing as well with Paul is that he um, there was a situation apart where some brothers on this takfiri dawah, messed up dawah, were in a park. And I agree with Paul that these people that come and spread this deviant dawah of whoever doesn't judge by what Allah sent down, um, Al Kafar and, um, like, yeah, these brothers were in a park, they were followers and I would say pawns of Anjem Chowdhury, and they supported him and they were going on marches with him. The two main brothers that were there were Abdul Hakim and Suleiman. Like they're blatant on that thing, and yes, we should warn against them because if there's people who support someone who praised 9/11 and 7/7 and said it was a good thing, and you're always with him and you go to his lessons, this that we should make it clear. Look, they may have beards like us, they may wear kufis like us, they may wear phobes like us, and so forth, but they don't. We don't agree with them, and they don't represent Islam. But there was other people. There's other people in park like the white brother Bilal, who basically he had been new to the park, and I was there when Paul approached him, and he said, "Look, Anjem Chowdhury said such and such," and the guy said, "Okay, show me the proof." And Paul said, "Well, I've seen the proof, and you have to accept it." And he said, "No, show me, and then I'll accept it," and so forth. Um, but you need to show me first. And Paul just got frustrated, and he's a right to be frustrated with people hanging around with extremists, but you have to prove it to someone. That was the first time I saw the guy in a park. And um, you know, you have to take time and explain to him. Just because you've seen it, something is wrong and so forth, and you've seen a proof, and you've taken time to look at it and see and realize that this man's a deviant. You have to prove it to him. But the whole thing is yeah, unfortunately, Bilal is with them guys, and I've sat down and spoke to him. I want to speak to him at a future time. I haven't been down to the park because um, it's a bit hype at the moment. Um, Sorry to our viewers that don't know who Paul is or so forth, but uh, but wasn't Paul Muslim because he thought it was the truth? So who cares? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's some people that are emotional. So what happens is that they become Muslim. They believe in they believe in it, but then because they're emotional, someone comes along, treats them in a way, even though Islam says you shouldn't treat people in a bad way. They say, oh, because this Muslim treat me bad, or these Muslims did this, or I'm gonna blame Islam for it. It's just rubbish. It's like that's you know what I'm saying. It's emotional. Assalamu alaikum Tariq Islam. Assalamu alaikum Ali Rauf. Assalamu alaikum Abu Shahada. Alhamdulillah. Uh, keep up the good work out there, inshallah. If I've missed anyone, please forgive me. That's Facebook. Let me see what's going on. Yeah. So cool. Yeah. So basically, that's it. You know, that's what I would say about the vloggers and so forth. Jazakallah khairan for everyone that's watching. Um, if you haven't um, if you can like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel Street Ordine TV. Yeah, and I appreciate you all for watching, especially at this time in the morning, inshallah. Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you later, guys, and take care. Yeah, assalamu alaikum.